Alrighty. It's a bit cold, I see. I'll turn the heat on, but I'm too lazy. I hate this place so much. Hello, hello.
Time to go. Time to go.
We're doing boring side quest. Caps locks is everyone's enemy. Blah, 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 blah.
Time to go.
I've done this side quest over fucking times. Oh, I hate it. Just go here, go there. Cat. I don't care who's right. Just give me the primos. This last side quest over here. So there's an event going on. I cleared the expedition part. All I gotta do is go into the deceitful domain. Now this domain is just annoying. Sabotage.
Into the wind. Then. The wind knows me. Coming to be. Time to go. One with nature. Burst forth.
Okay. I have no clue. I believe so, since she just vanishes. We have a lot of lore for Hu Tao and Albedo, including how they got their visions. I haven't actually read Hu Tao's, but I like started to read it. It says something about her grandfather dying or something. I shall read them once I go to my good friend Catherine from the Adventurers Guild.
Add Astra. Thank you for
I'm gonna have to go find somewhere to sit down. Otherwise,
Add
Cal will
Astra.
keep talking and it will piss me off. Alright, fuck you. I'm my own bench in my teapot, where it's nice and quiet. I don't have to worry about people. Because the fucking idle voice chat in this game triggers me sometimes, so I don't shut the fuck up. Also, I'll go for the voice lines with them too. But I don't think y'all have seen that. We're just to have a look at them. Especially Albedo. Hu Tao, like Zhongli, just doesn't shut the fuck up. Razor was the best because he never really spoke. Alright. So we got voice lines.
Yeah? Now just why might you be looking for me, hmm? Oh, you didn't know? I'm the 77th director of the Wangshen Funeral Parlor, Hu Tao. Though by the looks of you, radiant glow, healthy posture... yes, you are definitely here for something other than that which falls within my regular line of work, aren't you? When the sun's out, bathe in sunlight. But when the moon's out, bathe in moonlight.
She likes poetry.
Moon's out, and so am I. Who as in, who put me in this coffin? And Tao as in, I can't get Tout. Oh, no, not funny?
I hate her, but I love her.
Let me show you some fire tricks. First, fire. And then, whoosh, fire butterfly. Be free. Run around all you like during the day, but you should be careful during the night. When I'm not around, best keep your wits about you. Oh, need a hand? Need a hand? Well, I'm here. If you need some assistance, I'm here to give it my all to the very end. Vision. Vision? Oh, this thing? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, she don't give a shit about her vision.
We are entrusted by the people to loyally see out their wishes. Wangshen Funeral Parlor is special in that it carries a dual responsibility to those both of this realm and the next. Zhongli looks young, but his personality's a bit dusty. Knows everything, but doesn't fret over anything. Couldn't be the Hisa. Forget it, whatever. Have you seen Chi-Chi? Tell me where she is quickly. I need to go seal her away.
Oh, she's a big fangirl of Beidou.
Beidou is well known in Liyue. She doesn't know me, but that's cool. Me just knowing about her is enough. Oh man, I really do want to make friends with her. What would I know of the Adepti? Ay, that kind of stuff is top secret. Don't come asking me about it.
Oh, here's her famous song.
Silly churl, billy churl, silly billy, hilly churl, frilly churl, willy churl, frilly willy, hilly churl. Versemonger of the darkest alleys. That's me. If you ask me, there's nothing hard or scary about working at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. It's just a pain is all. It's a shame others see us going out to work at night and just don't understand. That's what scares them. You all just don't understand. I'm Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's 77th funeral director. My grandfather was the 75th. First thing I took over was funeral affairs. Surprising, huh? And just like that, it's already been a few years. Time really does go by so quickly. Tonight the stars are dazzling and the moon majestic. It must be a special day. But just what day could it be? I know. It's your birthday. It really is a great day.
She's got some great voice lines.
Pyre, pants on fire! Jackpot. Oh, what a cute treasure coffin.
So her story, here we go. The 77th director of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, a young lady managing the parlor's operation. Despite her position, she is an amiable person who puts on no airs. Her antics are as plentiful as the sand on Yaoshan show. She never ceases to shock people with her countless bizarre ideas. Hu Tao may seem like all play and no work, spending every free moment on leisure and being widely considered a laissez-faire, fucking French, business owner. It is only during funeral ceremonies, when she personally leads her undertakers through lamp-lit alleys, that she shows her dignified and solemn side. Funeral ceremonies allow mortals to leave this world with dignity, and Liu's Wangchong Funeral Parlor is said to be painting the last stroke on the scrolls of people's lives in the most respective way. Traditional funerals include multiple steps, such as holding a wake, burial, putting up a memorial plaque, all of which are subject to strict rules. Regardless of their social standing and level of wealth, all who depart deserve a ceremony that would do them honor. This is the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's client service philosophy, one would think that such a reputable organization ought to be led by an individual of utmost learning and savage. Yet the heavy mantle of the 77th director has fallen on the shoulders of a young lady like Hu Tao. She has got quite a reputation in Liyue. Whenever someone mentions Hu Tao, their neighbors find it extremely hard to navigate the conversation. Although she is widely praised for her wit and shrewdness, her eccentric notions are not as welcome, as she often lets her imagination run wild. As a 3-year-old, she would read through volumes of classic texts while doing headstands. At 6, she would cut classes and fall asleep in coffins. When she was 8, she started living in the parlor and learning the etiquette of funeral ceremonies. One would never use the word measured to describe her behavior. During her teenage years, Hu Tao was tasked with conducting the funeral ceremony for the first time. The parlor's undertakers and consultants were anticipating her debut with their stomachs in knots as if they were suspended over peaks of Jiayang Karst. Fortunately, Hu Tao treats the parlor operations with the utmost importance and is always looking to grow her business. At the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, the living give us more to see the dead on their way. We have responsibility to both parties, so we have to make sure both sides are happy. When it comes to the parlor's rules, Hu Tao knows them all like the back of her hand. Each day when the parlor closes its door, Hu Tao invites consultants from different walks of life to pass their teachings on to the undertakers. Their funeral tradition is like science. It cannot be performed based on impressions and personal habits. Of all the lecturers, Zhang Li is the most revered one. As such, his lessons proved to be the most effective in cultivating the competence of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor's undertakers. Despite often being teased by Hu Tao due to the old-fashioned style, he is also the person that she trusts most. Apart from that, Hu Tao also instructs her undertakers to respect their clients' wishes and not insist on any particular form of funeral. Some clients want nothing more than a peaceful ceremony. Some opt for a more lively style of event. There is also wealthier clients who request a funeral arrangement of the most pompous kind. The service we provide has to be tailor-made according to the client's needs. Ever since Hu Tao took over, the pilot's operation has been solid and reliable, with ceremonies conducted so tactfully that quite a few superstitious people in Liyue have changed their attitude towards funeral. Even so, Hu Tao still has a tendency to wander off, disappearing as soon as her undertakers are busy listening to lectures. The hobbies and interests of this young director are just as eccentric as her personality, and yet it is difficult to say with certainty if those activities are purely leisurely nature. Hu Tao's shadow can be seen in the moonlit docks at the highest, most precarious viewpoints in the mountains, where she likes to take in the scenery and shape her thoughts into beautiful poetry. She loves to roam freely at night, looking for inspiration. When it strikes her, no matter where she is, she cannot help but compose a poem on the spot. If they are particularly lucky, the traveling merchants taking respite around the Huang Stone Forest can spot a mysterious girl keeping herself amused in solitude. Hu Tao can play a 4-player card game accompanied by no one for hours on end. That said, the joy of engaging in such activities remain a mystery to all but Hu Tao herself. Up. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is guarded with 2 lifelike stone lions, a symbol of power and authority. However, Hu Tao, who happened to be passing by the Ministry building one day, saw them in a different light. At first, she examined the lions with a thoughtful look, but soon enough her pensive face gave way to a waved smile, and she slapped them on the fur paw. From that moment on, Hu Tao often visited and petted the stone statues. Not only would she talk to them, but also give them pet names, Whiskers for one on the left and Mittens for one on the right. On occasion, she would even bring a bucket of water and a big brush to bathe them, each move so careful and deliberate that one might think they were actual pets. As it happens, another feline, a living and breathing calico cat, could be found enjoying the local delicacies in front of Jingyang Kiosk, not too far from the Ministry building. One day, some city folks came to play with the restaurant's favorite, providing an interesting foil for Hu Tao's peculiarities. Met with befuddled gazes of bystanders, Hu Tao showed unwavering confidence. Sure, your kitty's cute, but the same can be said about my Whiskers and Mittens. Their fur may be harder, but they're still just as fluffy. Any animal that brings people joy may become a pet. And when it comes to majestic looks, your little furball simply can't measure up to my lions. Suffice to say that this explanation was met with even greater consternation from the onlookers. Yet, the group of people shocked the most, and most often by Hu Tao's antics, were the Ministry guards. Soft footsteps could often be heard in the front building at around midnight. Initially, the guards suspected that he was being a thief, preparing to rob officials. To their unceasing surprise, it would turn out just be a young lady playing with stone lions. The guards were faced with an even bigger conundrum when, once everyone had reluctantly gotten used to her presence, Hu Tao discontinued her visits. That meant the responsibility for seeing the statues fell on the guards' shoulders once again. Subsequently, they also decided to keep guard by lions for many days, anticipating Hu Tao's return. Once they finally had the opportunity to ask her why she would not visit anymore, they received the most absurd answers. Whiskers and Mittens are adults now and can take care of themselves. Excuse me, I'm running late for my heart-to-heart with the statue of 7 regarding the meaning of life. Not long after her initial meeting with the little zombie, Hu Tao decided that, as her self-proclaimed true friend, she should grant Chi-Chi eternal peace. Hu Tao would go on to kidnap Chi-Chi several times, following much deliberation in every instance, including calculating the most auspicious time for the ceremony, aiming to follow the standard procedure of this cremation, after which she would place Chi-Chi in a tomb on the outskirts of the city. In fact, it would have succeeded already if it wasn't for Bai Zhu's timely interventions. Each time, the Boo Boo Pharmacy's owner managed to catch up with them. Hu Tao had already had Chi-Chi packed in a bag, with only her head sticking out, staring in utter confusion as Hu Tao was vigorously digging a hole for the pyre. Afterwards, Hu Tao sent Chi-Chi an apology letter, in which she expressed deep regret that she had not been able to lay Chi-Chi to rest fast enough. In Hu Tao's eye, Chi-Chi passed away a long time ago. but has been trapped in this world and cannot free herself of her internal suffering. Baiju, for his part, had grown even more relentless in his pursuit of eternal life after meeting Chi-Chi. This act of defiance against the cycle of life and death was unacceptable to Hu Tao. She wanted to bury Chi-Chi not only out of consideration for her friend, but to also restore the natural order. But Chi-Chi could not disagree more, as she was afraid of death and disliked Hu Tao for her attempts. Because the struggles between Hu Tao and her had been going on for so long, Chi-Chi has experienced a breakthrough. She started to remember places where she might hide and avoid being captured by Hu Tao. Perhaps it was due to separate survival efforts that Hu Tao decided to do something unusual and dig deeper into Chi-Chi's past. The story of her accident and the mystery of the Adepti, that series of coincidences, filled Hu Tao's heart with hesitation. Since Chi-Chi willed to live is so strong, she should not be forced to move on. Given the circumstances, she could only be treated as a rare exception that excludes the natural laws. Ever since, Hu Tao's attitude towards Chi-Chi has changed drastically, to the point that she would pamper her. Unfortunately, the damage has been done, and Hu Tao has become Chi-Chi's bugbear. The little zombie may need several more years to let go of her grievances. Hu Tao is not, in fact, best known for her role as director, but for other great accomplishments, the creation of poetry. She dubs herself the versemonger of the darkest allies, and free verse flows forth untamed from her mouth whenever she has free time to be out on the streets. The Hilly Tune is Hu Tao's most famous work, well loved not only by the people of the harbor, but ever on the lips of children as far as Qingqing village as well. Hobbyists and critics alike were greatly surprised by the simple but profound originality of the Hilly Tune and its creation, and went to Wanwen Bookhouse in droves to search for the works of this great poet. Unfortunately, Hu Tao's anthologies named Fiddlesticks and Of Common Life, respectively, have yet to be published. Xiao, ever immersed in books, also wants to meet a strange person, and so chose the auspicious date to visit, bringing a gift with him. The two hit it off immediately, and they exchanged pointers and impromptu poetry in Wangsheng's main hall. And when faced with poetry of Genshin's traditional artistic bent, Hu Tao could always return in kind with some strange and marvelous verse. And there was meaning in the chaos indeed. A rhythm to the bizarre that anyone could perceive, and it was catchy too. Thus did she beat the old master with untrained fists, leaving Jingqiu a loss for words. At length, the poetic spar ended admirably, and they have been friends ever since, reading and composing poetry of one another when they have the time to meet. Over time, Chongyang too was pulled in to serve as an umpire. Their laughter filling the streets, the poems born from these sessions would also be recorded by bystanders. If ever you should hear a pair of matched verses, one strict and the other playful, you are most likely to have heard one created jointly by Hu Tao and Jingqiu. The hat is somewhat hard on the side, and the insignia of the Wangchang funeral parlor adorns the front. It's said that this hat was passed down from the 75th director to Hu Tao. However, that director was large, muscle brown, and had a head that was at least 2 times larger than hers. Ultimately, Hu Tao had spent an entire day and night to modify the hat with her own hands, such that its dimension would fit hers. When she meets others, she tells them this hat is magical, upholding good and repelling evil, and is bringer of peace. The undertakers laugh and leave it at that, but the 77th director clearly does treasure this hat. No matter the rain or storm, or if Hu Tao returns late covered in muck, that hat will remain spotless and clean. The plum blossom that adorns the side of the hat is plucked from a plum tree that Hu Tao planted and grew herself. Its creation progress as follows: pluck and air dry, then paint lacquer, and outline carefully before sun drying for 3 days, and voila, a beautiful accessory, soft to the touch and bearing a delicate fragrance. And about her vision. Here we go. This tale should begin with the funeral of Hu Tao's grandfather. 10 days before the funeral itself, old Hu had passed away following a bout of illness. For its 75th director, Wang Shang Funeral Parlor held a grand funeral. In accordance with the last wishes of the old man himself, to be conducted by Hu Tao. Only 13 at a time, Hu Tao would later go on to become the director in turn, made all the arrangements herself to the highest standard, greatly impressing the undertakers. After the funeral, the 13-year-old Hu Tao grabbed her traveler's bag and crept out alone in the dead of night. In her bag were only a few rations, some water, and the means to create some light. She headed to a mysterious and seldom seen frontier. Heading straight from Wuwang Hill, one might arrive at the border. It is a line that separates life and death, the secrets of which has been managed by Wangcheng funeral pyre for generations. According to legend, it is a place where the souls of the past relatives and spirits of those with unfulfilled aspirations linger. For Hu Tao, this journey was a chance to see her grandfather once more before he departs forever. For 2 days she's journeyed unceasingly before finally arriving at her destination, yet was unable to locate her grandfather upon arrival. Between the innumerable spirits she walked, but not one of them resembled the old man. She stayed there the whole day before falling asleep in exhaustion, awakened to a night sky and heavy dew around her. Around her were gathered a few lone spirits, clapping and laughing. Silly girl, why would old Hugh be here of all places? What were you thinking, looking for your relatives here? Not one to be swayed so easily, Hu Tao continued to wait. Day after day, her rations gradually disappeared, and their water supplies drained away. But her grandfather did not appear. In the end, it was a little old woman who came to her. She laid eyes on the exhausted Hu Tao and smiled as she spoke. Look at your stubbornness. You're exactly like old Hugh. It's a shame, but none of the Wangchong funeral parlor directors would ever linger here. You came from a family of plain speakers, so let me return the favor. Go back. Go back to where you came from. The old woman bid farewell to Hu Tao before passing over the border and into the distance. Hu Tao watched as the figure of the mysterious woman grew smaller and disappeared, as a sense of doubt, tinged with relief, manifested itself. At last she came to the conclusion her grandfather's absence was due to him having passed over the border as soon as he arrived, to the place where he was bound. He had been open and honest in life, leaving behind no regrets. So was it right for his departure to be framed in regretful terms? With a smile, she set forth on the return journey. The faraway moon had been casting a thin light on the way over, but had now been replaced by the bright light at dawn. As she walked, Hu Tao thought of a saying that her grandfather had often quoted, "Live in life, die in death, follow your heart, do what you can." It was noon when Hu Tao arrived home. She climbed over the wall into the rear courtyard, went straight to her room and unpacked her travel bag. With her food and water long gone, and the rest of her belongings unpacked, the bag she had taken for empty instead contained a colorful vision. Just when had it arrived? As one of the few living that had dared to visit the border, perhaps Hu Tao's action had moved some unknown god. Perhaps this then constituted a heavenly gift, the ultimate recognition of her strength. So there you go. That's Hu Tao. That'd be the Hu Tao Tao. She's cute. And now we have my boy, Albedo.
I am Albedo, chief alchemist of the Knights of Favonius. You carry the aura of the stars. Interesting. I would like to study you, if you do not mind. I'm certain we will have many opportunities to be alone in the future. Good morning. Are we going to search for ancient relics today?
I mean, we can.
Genius. A number of people call me that. But I don't think I'm any genius. Relationships are quite troublesome. Once you establish a relation with someone, you must continue to maintain it, If you lose contact, you must re-establish the relation. This taxing cycle requires a lot of time.
Mood.
There's something I've always wanted to ask you, but feared rejection and disappointment. I am very interested in your little floating companion. May I borrow her to investigate for a short while? Indeed, I view Klee as my younger sister. Whenever she gets herself into some explosive sort of trouble, I can only console myself with the fact that her current destructiveness is nothing compared to that of Miss Alice. Have a question for me? Go ahead, ask. It doesn't take too long to ask a single question, does it? I'm about to begin the final stage of an experiment. Oh, by the way, did you know that without human manipulation, you would need to harness the power of a sun 8 times the size of our own in order to naturally create gold? The time required to sketch portraits closely correlates with one's mood. I could spend half a day sketching Huffman, while I might only need 3 strokes of the pencil to sketch Kaya. 1 for the face, 1 for the eye patch string, and 1 for the eye patch. What do I do besides sketching and research? I will occasionally read novels from Inazuma and Liyue. They contain many fascinating ideas which can sometimes provide me with unexpected inspirations for my own creations. Happy birthday. You look especially happy. Would you mind if I sketched you? The capacity of our brains is limited, so we are bound to forget things. But when an image is transferred onto paper or canvas, the sketch becomes an extension of our memory. We can remember that past feeling when we later look at the sketch.
Aww. I mean, it was cute.
Citrinitus is the final stage of the alchemical transmutation process.
Yes.
Come into being! Burst forth! Live! Moment of birth! Feel this ancient power! Although it's not gold, it certainly glitters. Time to reassess. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. A miscalculation! Let's investigate this.
Alright, his stories are interesting. So we all know Albedo's not human. That's no surprise to anyone. I still have 2 more to unlock with Koi, but we'll read what we got now. Alchemy is an ancient art and many of its secrets have been lost to history. The few commonly known alchemy techniques of today are but enough to put some broken odds and ends together, saving you the money you have otherwise spent on glue. Nay, alchemy is not so ignoble an art, or so many alchemists will protest. But as far as the average citizen of Mondstadt was concerned, that was alchemy, at least until the day Albedo suddenly appeared inside the same Mondstadt. This young man displayed the true powers of alchemy to all, bringing with him a massive corpus of wisdom that even the Sumeru academia did not possess. The universe is heaven reversed, and the earth is a dream lost to time. This is dust, the most basic form of complex life. As if to provide evidence for this claim, Albedo lifted the burnt ash of the flower that once grew atop a Dendroslime's head. Second later, a Cethelica sprouted forth from the ash in his hand, and this is new life. Albedo has a very important job within the Knights of Favonius, but does not often appear in public. Still, he does not have the strange and eccentric temper that people tend to assume of academics. In fact, he is earnest in all his dealings. He is, however, of the persuasion that it requires more energy to maintain a relationship established on excessive enthusiasm. As a result, Albedo's equivalent of friendship involves maintaining an appropriate degree of distance. On days when he shuts himself away in his laboratory to focus on his works or heads out into the wild to gather materials, no one in Mondstadt will be able to find him. Yet, Albedo's tendency to avoid social interactions does not make him a cold-hearted person. He delights in giving guidance to his assistants Timaeus and Sucrose. He finds pleasure in giving sketches to the citizens of Mondstadt. Yet, he cannot help but feel sincere disappointment that Lisa, for all her great talents, has chosen to remain a mere librarian. Albedo got onto Mondstadt because of his master's recommendation letter. This statement is technically true, but Mondstadt's gates were open to everyone, and he would have been quite welcome even without the recommendation letter. In fact, Albedo's life in Mondstadt may have even been more comfortable without it. This is because the recipient of the letter was the famed travel writer Alice, an old friend of Albedo's master, Rheindotter. After receiving the letter, Alice considered its request. So, Ryan said that you need a laboratory, and not one of a size that a civilian could build either. I know. And just like that, she threw him into the Knights of Favonius. The work of the Knights were actually quite easy for Albedo, requiring only 5% of his energy. The rest of the energy could be spent on experiments. The Knight's full range of apparatus at his disposal, he thought. And yet, Alice has a daughter, named Klee. Yes, that Klee. We'll be a family from now on. Treat her like a real younger sister. From that day forth, cleaning up after Klee would come to take up most of Albedo's remaining energy. Albedo has no memory of any blood relation. From as far back as he can remember, he was already adventuring deep within domains with his master. Of course, Miss Alice, the Knights of Favonius, and that traveler who has a sense of the stellar depth about them. They are all important people, and yet his master is unquestionably the most special to him. For Albedo, she is his only kin. She was a cold and strict woman who raised him and taught him the secrets of alchemy. The universe is the stable essence of the true starry sky. Earth is the accumulated memory of time and being. Chalk, that is you. Soil is where alchemy derives its name, and is the basis of all life. And this, she demonstrates her technique before him as a huge life form bursts from its own culture tank in shower of shattered fragments. This is new birth. Albedo once led a simple and content existence. There was no need for him to contemplate anything. Life was uneventful, and its meaning consisted of nothing more than accompanying his teacher, doing what she asked of him, and meeting her expectations. But one day, deep in the heart of a dungeon, master and apprentice discovered an artifact known as the Heart of Nabrus. And with that, his master disappeared, leaving naught but a note, a recommendation letter, and a classical text behind. Upon the note was written Albedo. Go to Mondstadt, find my old friend Alice, and give her the recommendation letter. Then, complete your final assignment. The classical text was one of the last extant manuscripts of the opus magnum from his master's collection. If one were to push the definition a little, she had left him another gift, the title of Crichton Prince, and with it a written acknowledgment that she had nothing further to teach him. In the past, Albedo's assignments had always been very difficult. He had always believed wholeheartedly that his master would make good on her threat and leave him should he fail. But this assignment she had left to him was far too hard, far beyond the limits of his abilities. Did this mean, then, that he was fated to never complete it, and thus never see his master again? Your final assignment. Show me the truth and the meaning of this world. Albedo's interest in drawing and painting began back in the day of traveling with his master. At first, he would simply illustrate his notes with basic sketches, but he soon noticed that the process of rendering things in great detail helped him to intimately understand what their physical makeup was, which was of great utility to his alchemy studies. Additionally, it also allowed him to enter into a pleasant state of clarity, in which he needed only to focus on observation and creating his artwork, and nothing else. Eventually, Albedo became a master artist without ever having formal tuition. When strolling through Mondstadt, he enjoyed sketching and painting all manner of living things, particularly people in moments of joy. Sometimes he even gifts his artworks to unsuspecting models, believing that when a work of art captures a transient moment of enjoyment, it is something worth treasuring. Albedo continued to refine his skills in this manner, going from strength to strength until one day, when he was taken aback by illustrations from Inazuma. How was it that drones of such generality could possess such narrative power. Amazed, he decided to give it a go himself. Eventually, after collaborating with a certain novelist by the name of Xiao, A Legend of a Sword was printed and published. Unfortunately, its lukewarm reviews being lambasted as a dictionary with divine illustrations. He's a little artist, and he likes anime. I don't think I got anyone else new. Albedo's story is very, very fucking sad. Just like wants to see his master, and his master's like, no. He's like, okay. He is a little weeb, but we love him. Hey, look, these are the statues I Hu Tao patted and cleaned. Look. 2 Hu Tao. Oh. Taoception. Oh yeah, I will show you the dog that we got for this place. It's a dog that can fight back. I also have like foxes and stuff to put down, but you know. Look at this dog. Look at him! Paimon's picture drawn by Albedo. Paimon. Fox. I have more foxes to add. Let's see whatever animals I caught. I caught so many animals. I got that snow foxes. Oh. Fox, 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 fireflies, bird. Albedo and Jinjo being best friends over here. My frame rate being awful. Albedo. I haven't really done much to my teapot to show off, but yeah. They will fight to the death. Now Beta will win for he is a 5-star.
This realm is
Yeah.
If you ever have any questions.
I'll show you inside my house. Your hangout events used to give you pictures at the end. And they've implemented a way that you can hang them up in the teapot now. And I have lots of pictures. See here, we have Traveler and Beto, Traveler and Goro. Nothing on this side, because fuck me apparently. Nothing in here apart from this freaky thing. Look at it. Albedo likes this floor apparently, so you know, there's that. Nothing there. Noel and Traveler and Xiao. That D Luke apparently, hello. I forgot I put him here. Traveler and Guro again. Traveler and Chongyang up in the corner. Traveler and Benny. Traveler and Xiao again. Nothing in there. And Toma and all his beautiful artwork is in here. There he is. Hello. There's pictures of Traveler and Toma. Because we love Toma. We love Toma very much.
Oh, hey, you're back. So, how goes the journey? Give me all the details. Sure. The atmosphere here is really relaxed. It's perfect for chatting the day away. By the way, I've been hoping to show you around the Grand Narukami Shrine when we get the chance. The sacred sakura at the shrine is in bloom year-round. Seeing the falling blossoms dance in the wind is quite a sight to behold. Definitely a surefire way to make you fall in love with Inazuma. Great. And speaking of the Grand Narukami Shrine, one word of advice. Don't ever attack any of the kitsune nearby. Not that you'd ever dream of doing something like that, would you?
Of course not.
Ah, that's good. I always knew that you were a kind-hearted person. I know an old lady who loves telling stories about the unnatural. She told me that someone was once sentenced to judgment by lightning after attacking one of the kitsune near the shrine. Kitsune are highly favored by the Grand Narukami, so I guess the offender only got what was coming to them. Regardless, you should probably try not to provoke any animals you encounter, regardless of the species. All plants and creatures equally deserve our respect.
Toma's the bestest boy. Alright, goodbye, Toma. Love you. Okay. Now you go do the deceitful domain and suffer. I hate this domain. This domain, the first time it was around, it was annoying to say the least, but this is... It's also bad this time around, but yeah. I would love Albedo with his hood up. Okay. 3 move-in destination zones will be present. A destination zone will explode after a character stays in its AoE for 2 seconds. Okay. I have no clue. That just fucking do. Hopefully it won't be that bad. I don't need that many points to max out this thing anyway. It can't be hard. The second one. The second one was full of those wolf bitches and ugh, it was the worst. Ah, they killed Hu Tao. What is this? Ah! Ah!
I'm going in!
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me. Feel this ancient power.
Cross over!
Come into being.
Let's light it up!
One
Attack
with
me all you
nature.
want, I ain't gonna do shit. Oh shit. Where'd he go?
Live.
You guys stop!
Come into being.
Let's light it up!
Into the wind. Burst forth. The wind knows me.
Where the fuck?
Let's light it up!
One with nature.
Teamwork is strict!
New strategies required. Live! As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind. Burst forth. Moment of birth.
Let's light it up!
The wind knows me.
Fire, fire, pants on fire!
I'm going in!
Into the wind.
There we go. That wasn't so bad. Not so bad, but wasn't the highest difficulty either. I could have made it way harder for myself, but I didn't want to. I'm just here for the primo gems. Speaking of, I should do my day login on Hoyo Lab. Oh, the things we do for the primo gems. Max difficulty? Oh my god. I mean, I did the first two on max difficulty. But I don't need to do anything else anymore. I've maxed out everything from this. So, no more of that. Latifah Tui.
Don't be a killjoy. You've only just begun.
Let's light it up!
Looks like I went too far.
Oh.
Shouldn't get careless.
Burst forth.
No shield, you will get a shield. Die.
Come into being.
Detoxify.
No.
Through.
Hit.
Huh?
Everybody stand back!
Time to go!
There we go. Easy. But now We have to grind for materials. Sad part right there. Oh. I really need more of these. Yeah, we can get Hu Tao stuff, but we also need stuff for my boy. Now, Albedo, like both characters, their attack scales up their defense. So my boy's defense is through the fucking roof. Defense is 3,398. My boy. Then again. Oh, don't sing. Stop that. I don't have the 5-star weapon, Staff of Homa, or Hu Tao. I have a 4-star weapon at rank 5. I have the best weapon for Albedo, which is also rank 5. Kazuo's got a 5-star weapon. Primordial J Cutter. Benny has the Ally Flash, which is apparently the best sword for him. I don't fucking know. I do have like... I think I got like 4 or 5 5-star weapons. Yeah. So I have Everlasting Moonglow, which is on Barber, Elfie, Wolf Greystone, and Razor. Primordial Jade Cutter on Kazuha, Skyward Harp on Child, and I have Alagi for the end, which I haven't put on anyone because meh. But from what I've got the best things for them. What I really need to do is up their talent levels, although Albedo's doing like 10k damage with his geo damage already, even though his talents aren't that high. So what we do is to rank this up one more time. So we're gonna get balls for that. We also need stuff for Hu Tao, but we also need to fight the primordial Geo Vishapi thing, so I can ascend Hu Tao to her highest level, because she's only level 80 at the moment. So that's fun. Cryo.
Leave it to me.
It is not illegal. The game said I can do it. Therefore, it is not illegal. Ugh. 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 Let's go, Kato.
Are you
First force.
here to play with me? Handle your drink. The merrier.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. This.
The more, the merrier. Resistance.
Feel this ancient power. Coming to be. The wind knows it.
That's why Albedo keeps so much ass.
Let me amuse myself. Look at me. Just
But I also have Kazuha to fight for a lot of damage because his AoE and crowd control is fucking insane. So when I get Xiao and replace him, I'm gonna be so sad. But apparently Xiao is really good support and stuff, and does a lot better damage. So sorry, Kazuha.
There you are.
Into the wind. Live! Witness my great undertaking!
Quit it! Time to go!
Let me amuse myself.
Diana Special!
One with nature. Coming to be.
The more, the merrier.
Live! Coming to be.
Over here.
Moment of birth.
Let me amuse myself a little. Blink.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it was the same when I got rid of Razor for Albedo and Barbara for Betty. I was sad, but the team worked out in my favor. I will replace Benny with Barbara again because I don't like having two of the same elements in my party at a time. But Benny is the best support because when he's not healing, he's doing damage. But also, I can also select who I heal because, as any Hu Tao main will tell you, you don't heal Hu Tao. Whereas Barbara heals, she heals everyone in your party. Bennett's healing is whoever stood in the circle. So Hu Tao won't get healed.
Phew. Go!
Are you here to play with me? Let me amuse
The
myself.
wind knows me.
Think you can bully me?
Over here.
Cross over!
Let me amuse myself.
Burst forth.
Over here.
One with nature.
Higher, higher, pants on fire!
Let me amuse myself.
Nice, Jermaine. It'll take away the charge, so you won't be like fucking spamming.
Burst forth. The wind knows me.
Damn it.
Let me amuse myself.
My boy Albedo is crazy now. He's a good boy. I got really lucky with the artifacts because I was grinding artifacts for Ito, and then it turns out these artifacts are also good for obviously Albedo, and all of the stats and the substats that I got are for defense, which is, ooh, it's so good. It's so good. The RNG was so in my favor. Once I get Xiao, I have the team I want. Then I'll be happy. Need a 5-star healer, and then I'll be happy. Well, I guess there is Kokomi, but still, fuck Kokomi.
Coming to be.
Cross over!
Over here.
Ancient power.
Can't handle your dream.
Clouds high. The birds
Time to go.
come into being.
Go, Albedo.
Burst forth.
See?
Look at me. Just
Alright, that should do. You guys want to go fight a big boss? And see me cry and panic? Because Albedo's, his ability where he throws down that AoE and it does damage inside of it, and it provides shields, that is really, really fucking handy and amazing, unless you're fighting a big enemy. Because if you have a big enemy and you spawn it too close to them, they just kind of nom and it disappears. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Fuck me, I guess. Cause yeah, it just goes fuck me. We also got grind for Xiao stuff. Cause Xiao will be coming home soon. Hopefully. "20 wishes for Xiao." In about 6 days, the spanner will be over and Xiao should be here. One will hope, anyway. You know, if I get Mona, oh, my life would be complete. Alright. We finna go fight this guy. Because fucking, it makes me really sad because the stuff that I need for Hu Tao from this Geo Vishapi, I also need for Xiao, and I hate fighting this thing. It's a pain in my ass. Who's that true catalyst? Mona? Hydro catalyst. She's hydro and her shit is, it buffs you stupid hard. Fucking great. Her and a Benny and a Casual on your team, and oh, the damage of your DPS is gonna be insane.
Want to take my hammer? Another
Come
test.
into being.
I mean, I don't really, but you know.
Become sick. The hunter. The wrong test subject.
Oh, don't cook, Casual. We don't need food. Casual, please. Actually, I should switch this one out. Yeah, she's a support. But then again, so is Venti, so is Zhongli, so is Kazuha, so is Ryan Shogun. Support doesn't necessarily mean they can't be built for DBS.
I won't hold you back. Much.
Kazuha, you fucking shitting me.
Burst forth. taking.
This isn't good. Ha! Ha!
This. Ta.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Coming to be. Ta. Ta.
Oh.
Burst forth. Into the wind.
See? Time to go. Ow!
Coming to be.
My flower!
The wind knows it.
Let's light it up!
This. Moment of birth. Coming to be. Into the wind.
Let's light it up! Everybody stand!
Clouds high. The birds come. The wind knows it.
Higher, higher, hands up high!
Burst forth. Feel the sage of power. Into the wind. This. A miscalculation.
Ow.
Coming to be.
Ow. Stop that.
Burst forth.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
The wind knows it.
There we go. Yeah, that was it. I do like sword users. So I can't with a bit here. And Benny. And Albedo.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
See what it's polar. Well, it's not even the weapons they use, it's just... Look at him! He's beautiful. Look at him! Fucking cool. And then there's Benny. Who doesn't love Benny? Alright. I need to fight more monsters, but I don't know who. Any suggestions that you want to see me cry at? Gun. No, I would add a gun. Oh no, they kind of got the basics covered. Callus, sword, polearm, claymore, bow. I have seen things about a crossbow user, but...
Go! Phew!
no daggers would be nice. Kind of like the pyro. Yeah, the pyro 3 bitches. Go fight the Fund Room Manifestation and cry because he's fucking terrifying. I don't think they would ever add dual weapons into the game. I don't know why though.
More companions!
Coming to be!
Go Bishop do!
Burst forth! Moment of birth!
Let's light it up!
Fuse is lit! Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
One with nature! Coming to be!
I hear it, bitch.
Everybody stand back!
Burst forth!
Here come the fireworks!
Into the wind! Falling leaves, adorn my night! One with nature!
Fire hazard!
Good eye.
Alright. I don't know who else to fucking fight. No one in particular I want to fight, to be fucking fair. could go fight the animal hypostasis for stuff for Xiao.
Huh?
For when Xiao comes home. Apparently there's a rumor in the works that Overwatch is having a Genshin Impact crossover. Yeah, I don't see shit.
Coming to be.
Let's light it up!
This isn't good.
Well, there goes Wu Tao.
Witness my great undertaking.
Let's light it up!
Live. Burst forth.
Off we go!
Coming to be.
No.
I'm going in!
Burst forth.
Stop running away from me.
Coming to be.
Adventure time! Why do they never miss?
Into the wind. Burst forth.
Let's light it up!
I have no clue or how it's happening. In our core, for instance, we haven't actually looked
Coming to be.
Adventure time! Off we go!
Burst forth.
Don't worry, I got this. Everybody stand back!
Coming to be.
Time to go.
I don't know how they would do it, because of course we got Aloy. So crossovers aren't impossible. Oh, I have to ask for Link. indulging how that goes. What am I looking for? This one, right? Every now and then I see some big numbers and I get excited.
Burst forward! Live!
I'm going in!
Here to play with me.
Feel this ancient power!
Cross over! See?
Over here! Let me amuse Over here!
Is it my time?
Shine.
Well, they wouldn't be able to have guns, so I have no clue. Like Genji, he would have a sword. It would have to be someone that traditionally uses a weapon that is in this world. Kind of like how Aloy, Horizon Zero Dawn, she uses a bow, that's why she has a bow in this. Maybe it'd be Hanzo, another fucking bow user.
You've got it! You got... Whoa! Nice catch! So close, so close! Stay cool!
Stop, Paimon. Still fish you haven't cooked. Yeet. Yeah. A hammer weapon would be nice. There is hammer for Tui, so maybe hammer users.
You nearly got him! Wow, Paimon's stomach is rumbling already!
Oh, I need to shut the fuck up.
Victory is almost ours! Whoa, nice catch!
Anyway, I think that's all I can fucking do on this stream right now. Not much else to do. Yeah.